Oh yeah.
If I could start with your new signing, Koulibaly, could we see him involved this weekend? How close is he to being able to start in the Premier League?
Today he wasn't able to train yet with the team because of finalizing the paperwork. So we're waiting on today, and if he can train tomorrow with the team. Obviously we have to assess him then. It's one training before a game, so we'll see if we can get him involved in the game for Saturday. I think that will be the maximum possible.
Are you confident he's got what it takes to add some extra quality to your side?
I'm convinced. It was a long spell where we was talking with the scouts about him, showing clips, looking at his games, his qualities, making the required phone calls on references on his character, on his playing abilities from people within my network. So all positive, also from the scouting within Leicester. So in that sense, it's a match. Also, the position is important, the physical qualities, playing abilities, and he was one that we think he can help the team and grow a lot in his development.
I think Enzo Maresco was one of those you spoke to, wasn't he?
Yeah, correct.
Well, look, how close are you to adding any more players to your side?
We're working on it. We're working on every possibility that we can add. Of course, permanent and loan as well, within the possibilities of the club. This one, I'm very happy with it. It's a very good option for us and also for the future of this club. And we needed an extra right back because of the injury of long term of Ricardo. So I'm happy with that, and it will help us a lot. And hopefully we can add some more.
Your last 6 Premier League defeats have seen you concede 16 goals and only scored 2. Does that make it essential you bring in a centre half this month and also an attacking player?
Yeah, as I said, we're looking at all possible options that can strengthen our team. I think it's important to emphasize that the amount of chances we created has been okay. I think it's a matter of time before those chances are converted, and we can score some more goals. Of course, it's a concern, the conceding. Also, that is a theme, and I think with Koulibaly it helps our defensive strengths and also options to rotate more.
And in terms of any outgoings, any firm bids, any inquiries for any of your players?
No, obviously Tom Cannon's situation has been addressed. We're looking at his situation very closely and what's the best for him and the club. And there's other possibilities of loans that are still currently been looked at. But other than that, we want to keep the squad together, of course.
And how's your teams looking coming into this weekend? Any changes from the squad you had available last night by the arrival of Koulibaly?
Yeah, that's the one. Hopefully, let's see how things go during the day and tomorrow. Other than that, there's no injury news from yesterday's game, and no players coming back for Saturday.
Despite the results, there's been some positive aspects to your performances in recent games, certainly last night and in the first half. Does that give you some comfort, or are you fed up of thinking about good performances without result?
We talked about it for a while now. It's a matter of getting those good performances into points. And that's the target, because we know where we are in the league. We know that only points can get us out of that situation. Desperately, we want to be out of that situation by the end of May. And we know that every game that we're not collecting, that is one game's gone. And it makes it more difficult. We also know that we're in a position with 3 or 4 other teams that are very close together. and they are also dropping points. That makes the situation still possible. But it's up to us to start collecting, and of course, performances is something that you can build on. But we're all fed up with that and want points.
Is the task in terms of turning the form around tougher than maybe you expected when you came in, or is this a case of fine margins that you see?
Yeah, I have to say that from the first day I joined, I spoke about that it will go right to the last day, this battle. Of course, you have hopes that we could surprise, that we can get more results and get us out of the situation earlier than this situation. So, in that sense, it's disappointing that didn't happen. Of course, there's an amount of patience required for a 6-week start of a collaboration between me and the team and in the club, and the belief that with on this path it will get good performances into points, and that's what we're working on. That's what we believe in. I said yesterday, this one this one hurts. But I have to say, today you get up and I want to go. I want to come here and work with the players and talk to them and analyze the game and where can we do better and shake it off as soon as possible. And in less than 2 days we're on the pitch again. So that's also great.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kirsty. Was it Ian from Premier League Productions?
Hi, Ruud. You said after the game last night that it was perhaps the lowest moment you'd had at the club. How are you feeling today after sleeping on it?
A lot better. Yeah. Of course, a disappointment after the game. I think we all shared. The dressing room was the same. We all felt that this game was one that we were looking out for to prove that we were in a certain development to get performances into results. Especially out of this, the 6 goals in the cup against QPR. In the first half we played, the chances we created, we felt that we should go on top in the first half with 1 and maybe 2 goals. From the chances we created, we didn't do it, and then the second half turned against us, and they scored the first one, and we had problems to come back, especially after the second one. So that was yesterday, and now full focus on Fulham again Saturday.
How would you go about lifting the place then from that moment to producing a performance that you need against Fulham at the weekend?
Yeah, yeah, it's what we're here for. We want to show what we're about. I want to show what I'm about, to deal with disappointments, to deal with when things are not going your way, well, Sir Bobby always said, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So that's something that I thought about this morning, and let's be tough, and we can prove that we are, and show the same passion, commitment, and spirit, and belief that we can do it on Saturday again.
Just picking up from what you said there, throughout this spell you've had as a manager in England, and obviously before that as well, do you have some of the great managers that you've worked with on your shoulders, in your ears almost, guiding you through it, remembering the moments and how they dealt with them?
Yeah, it's what you do, and also as players, when you're in a tough moment as a player and you're coming in the next day and you want to see the manager, how he reacts, and you see when you feel the spirit and the character and the belief that it's there, then you feel also stronger, and you will join him on the path to success and turn this round, and we can only turn it round with extremely hard work, togetherness, and spirit, and I believe that we're capable of showing that character on Saturday.
What do you think of Fulham? What are their dangers that they can pose you?
It's a very well organized team. I think it's very well managed, in and out of possession. We got very good profiles playing in the positions. They got it's a team that crosses the most in the league. Obviously, with the full backs and players in the middle of the park that can play. So they're high in the league. They're doing well, and fantastic challenge for us again to compete with them.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ian. We'll go to Owen from Radio Leicester.
Hi, Ruud. Good to see you. I wanted to ask you about PSR after the ruling earlier this week with all clubs in the Premier League deemed financially compliant. I wonder from your perspective how you felt. Well, maybe was there a sense of relief maybe when the verdict eventually comes through?
All right, so there's no further comment from the club on that.
Okay. Does it take a distraction away from the squad not having that?
No, we honestly we were focused on football. That's what I said as well. It's the only thing. The rest is out of our hands, and that remains the same.
You mentioned Woyo Koulibaly already. I wonder from when you look at him and the aspects of his game that you like, what he'll add to this squad that maybe isn't here already.
No, it's not about comparing. It's about him. It's about his qualities. He's a strong, powerful player. Very good in the 1v1 situations defensively. He's good on the ball. Can play as a low right back. Can play in the middle of the pitch. Can play high. So it's flexibility there for us in our build-up. I think he's the physical profile that suits the Premier League. He's an intelligent player. Knows about how we want to play and the role of the fullback. So I think it's a good match. Very good character, very hard-working, good character. So I think he's also in an age where he's in his prime of his career. He's at the start of that. So high hopes for him to do well for us, and it's up to us to support him and make him feel at home and make him feel welcome so that he can perform immediately.
When we spoke after the game last night, you talked about it being a significant result in what you wanted to try and achieve so far this season. How much extra pressure, I wonder, has it added to the game this weekend in what was talked about as a big week?
Yeah, every game has the pressure to perform, and whether you're up in the league or down in the league, you have to win. You have to collect points in this league to stay in, or to win it, or to be in Europe. Or every team is doing the utmost to do so. So in that sense, there's no pressure adding up. It's the same pressure, which is a big pressure to win games in this league, and it just shifts from game to game because you play one game at a time. You don't play them 38 games at once. And pressure doesn't add up. It's just every game you perform, you evaluate, and that's the next one. So that cycle we're used to. I'm used to, and that's why we prepare ourselves for on Saturday again.
Thank you very much. Best of
You're
luck
welcome.
weekend.
Thank you.
So we'll go to Nat Jackson from East Midlands.
Hi, Ruud.
Hi.
Can I just ask you, it's been sort of 6 weeks, 9 games since you've been here. Has it been harder a challenge than you thought?
In the sense of the Premier League, no. I knew what to expect. And of course, in the spell with Man United from the pre-season onwards into the first months of the season, preparing the games for Eric and being there as part of the backroom staff, and later managing those 4 games. You know what it's about and how tough it is. Also, coming here and seeing the squad, we knew that there's possibilities there and belief is there that this team, this squad has enough to stay up. Yes, the belief is there, but it's going to be extremely difficult. We know it as well. As a promoted side, historically, you know that you're battling to stay up. With the other promoted teams, but you have to also keep one of the others above you, and that's an extremely big challenge. So I'm not surprised with that, but a lot of work is required.
Are you convinced that you've got what you need to turn it around?
I think the belief is there, definitely. It's the belief. It's also the part in me. After 6 weeks, there's patience required, although there's no time. But you have to look at it in that way as well, and with the remaining games and how close the bottom 5 teams are together, there's possibilities. But we have to start collecting points.
And you mentioned the team spirit. It is good, you say, but how much are you having to draw on your resources? Because it's a bit of a balance, isn't it, between going through what you need to address and actually lifting the players at the moment?
Yeah, I think the biggest respect, I think, as a manager that you can give your players is the brutal honesty, with the intention to make everyone better. I think when you're on the same page in that way, I think it's never wrong to address, and I think that's the mutual feeling that I have with the squad, and with players who play and don't play. I see everybody on board, helping the team, being there for the team, and that gives me great belief that we can achieve it.
Yeah, you know, obviously just one win, what a difference it makes to a football club, doesn't it, when you're in a bad run like this, and you have a great opportunity this weekend. So how big is this Fulham game?
Yeah, it's like every game is big. Every game we plan and go out there and try to win it. I think it was visible in the first half, the way we approached the game. We went for it. We were pressing the opponent. We were playing forward, creating chances. And unfortunately, we couldn't keep that up for 90 minutes. But okay, I think it's the way forward. And when those chances are going in and we get our defensive mistakes out of the way, I think then results can come.
Just finally, your thoughts for the fans then, because it's your job to keep everyone's positivity up, and you're fighting, aren't you, to get all those points at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's important for us to keep giving signals that we're having the right spirit, that we fight until the end. Also yesterday, until the last minute, everybody was trying to get the goal, and see what happens from there. Ball on the crossbar, Patson Daka's chance on the 1-1. Also after the 2-0, we kept going. So that is important signs, and it's up to us to get that spirit lifted from the crowd and by good performances and wins.